Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to another Aviation Master live stream. Hold on, let's go ahead and head into the cockpit because the wind noise is super loud. Today we're going to be flying the LevelUp, the new LevelUp 737 by the Threshold team. Let me just check the mic, and disregard the speed brakes being up. I was just messing around with some of my Bravo ATSIs. Alright, mic is looking fine. Kind of adjust my seat there. Gotta go to sim brief and make my plan here. We're gonna be heading to LAX. I'm also gonna be checking the VAT map. Alright, so we don't have LA Center on, but we do have Tower. So you know what? We're just gonna fly offline because we barely have any ATC. So we're gonna go ahead and do Delta. Flight number 234. Mic is all good. Awesome. Salt Lake City. And we're going to be heading to LAX. It's my first flight on it as well, so it's better not risk anything happening. Alright, 550 miles. Looks fine. Generate flight. Today's flight is going to be around 1 hour 30 minutes. 1 hour 20 minutes, I think. It's not going to be too long. This LevelUp 737 is sort of different from the Zevo. As you can see, they pretty much reworked the entire cockpit's textures. They look a lot more real than the Zevo ones. Also heard that they remade the landing gear, and we can see that is evident. We've got fully modeled landing gear, which look really nice. The CFM engines look better, actually. They actually look a little bit better than the ones in the Zevo. Besides that, no big noticeable differences. I think they did a really good job reworking the 737. The EFB is pretty much the same, it's just a different looking UI, but they're still working on that custom one. So, I'm going to go ahead and put this flight plan on my Avatar folder so that we have that. We can start up the plane. There's also new sounds, so I'm excited to see that. I'm gonna go ahead and go resources, plugins, here. There we go. That's good. We're gonna head over here. Battery on. Alright, definitely some new stuff. I haven't heard those before. Those are definitely some new sounds. We're gonna go ahead and head to ground services, connect to GPU, and set the chocks. Alright, hold on. GPU connect. There's a little bit of delay, that's why I can't do it that quickly. See, chocks have been set, GPU is set. And let's go ahead and switch over to ground power. Dang, these sounds are really nice. Alright, so another thing I'm gonna check here is if my okay, yeah, my Bravo Quadrant MCP works with it, like as the default 737 one, and the Zevo one, which is really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my aft fuel pump 1 on. I worked a lot on the texturing the building today. I'm still working. I worked with some array modifiers for Marathon, by the way, but I'm just doing everything manually. I'm gonna go ahead and head over to configure and customize general config. Kilograms, captain, I'm gonna leave that like that. Hardware, yaw, go ahead and set that like that. That's good. Realism, short on the align times. Display invariance, honestly I don't really mess around with display invariance of the 737. Well, at least this one looks fine to me. I'm gonna go ahead and go over here, go nav, 2-minute align time. And I'm not going to be doing a sear or walk around. I mean, I pretty much just kind of showed you guys what's new on this model. I can clearly see that the livery textures are also a lot nicer than the old Zevo ones. And the wing texture right here, you can tell. You can also hear the GPU back there, and the PBR looks a lot more realistic. So I'm definitely liking this new 737 version a lot more than the old one. The glare shield, everything just looks so much better, in my opinion. No offense to the Zevo team, though. Their old 737 was awesome, but this rework texture mod is just awesome, in my opinion. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and run through some perf stuff. I'm gonna bring up my Avid tab. Alright, and we've got the enter IRS position there. You can just go ahead and do that first then. FMC, position initialization, reference airport, we're sitting at Salt Lake City. And I'm not gonna put the gate, I'm just gonna go ahead and grab GPS left, set that on the IRS. We're gonna be heading to LA today. I'm actually really excited to see the new features this airplane brings, because I can tell that like they didn't miss a single detail. Like they reworked absolutely everything. I don't know how long they've been working on this project, but like it just all suddenly came out of the blue. All this stuff. I didn't know that they were working on a 737 mod until they released it, so I'm personally really excited about it because I fly the 737 pretty often. Just having this mod is awesome. It's just extraordinary. If you thought the Zebo had a big amount of realism, we're gonna have to check this one out. Hey, how did you install the liveries? Because I'm not sure where to put it in the files. Nathan Clark, welcome to the stream. And for the liveries, you're gonna have to create a new liveries folder inside your aircraft folder. I was asking myself that question, but I remember that sometimes I would have to create the liveries folder if it were like another aircraft for X-Plane. You're just gonna have to create a new liveries folder inside your 737NG folder and put your liveries in there, of course, and that should work. That worked for this livery, of course. It should work for all of them. Make sure the liveries thing is all lowercase, because that way you guarantee it to work. Anyways, let's go ahead and hop up here. We're gonna be Delta 234 for today's flight, and runway for departure is gonna be runway 17. We're also using updated Iraq cycles today. We're not going to be taking a standard instrument. We're just going to go direct to a waypoint, which is Winnin. Well, we're just going to set that anyway here. Active 17 route, and that has been activated. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and check this route page. Matt Salets, welcome to the stream. Awesome to have you here. I fly the 737 a lot, especially lately, and this plane like just feels totally different. Like how everything just reacts, how everything just looks. It just feels like a completely different plane in a positive way. I'm just super excited to see what else we can discover as we fly along. We've got Laker, Q88, and Hackman. And that's gonna be, we're gonna be arriving at 25 left at LA, and I think that's our transition, that's our star. So we're gonna be heading to Laker, Q88, we're gonna enter the airway, and Hackman. Okay, Hackman, like that. There we go. Alright, and execute. Head over here, 25 left. And we're taking the Angel for arrival. I told you how Aviation Master, you did not think through it. Oh, okay, thanks. Also, all the planes are missing parts of the fuselage 600, and for the parts 900 are out of place. I need to do something to fix that, or maybe my files. I think that might be a problem with the source file itself, like with the airplane. It could be just a bug, so I don't think there's anything on your end that you're missing. Or maybe there is, I'm not really sure, I can't guarantee it. But maybe you could head over to the support team for Threshold, or just their Discord server, and ask around, because I'm not really sure. I just got this plane, by the way. I'm just testing it out, a quick test flight, so I can't guarantee that it's a problem on your end or on Threshold's end. Anyways, payload. I'm gonna head over here. Hold on, there we go. We're gonna set a payload of let's go ahead and go 10, 21, 30, 30, and 34. It's actually make this number a little bit bigger, just to balance everything out. And for the fuel, I don't think we're gonna need that much. I'm gonna head down here. We're gonna be needing about 6.3, so I'm gonna put in 7.5. Alright, that is great. Man, I can't help but looking at all these new textures. Like it's a big rework for sure. The chime noises are also different. I'm gonna go ahead and see trim air. Also sounds different. Probe heat switches. Definitely, like, it's a big rework. Okay, I'll keep trying to figure it out. Thanks for the help. No problem, Nathan. If you need any more, just go ahead and ask us, or maybe check up on the Threshold Discord server. They should definitely help you out with that. Alright, we're gonna need 6.4. For reserves, we have about 1.1. We just do the maths there. 25 on the cost index. Flight level is gonna be 360. We're just gonna put that in there. Executes. Just go ahead and grab ATIS for Salt Lake City. Alright, files. We'll go airports. ATIS 124.75. So I'm just gonna grab that here. 124.75.
Salt Lake City,
there we go.
INTL information, Quebec. 2100 Zulu weather.
Altimeter 3025.
360 and 5. Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 3000 few. Temperature -4. Dew point -13. Altimeter 3025. Arriving runways 34 right, 34 left, 35, 32.
There we go, that's already set.
34 right, 34 left, 35, 32. Advise on initial contact, you have Quebec.
Alright, we have Quebec. Since we don't have any VATSIM ATC enabled, we don't really need to remember that, but you know, just for realism, just to get used to that. Center of gravity is 30.1. We'll go ahead and check that. That is correct. V speeds are also set. Let's go ahead and go up here. Flight directors can come on, and I'm gonna set my indicated airspeed bug on my Bravo quadrant 157. Whoops. Just skips a few. There we go. Alright, and we're gonna come here. 142. Check that speed 2 plus 15. Correct. Auto throttle arm. This is a new type of NCP. Like, not only the LED looking things are different, but also the buttons and the location of those is definitely a lot more different. Okay. Transition 18,000. Okay. Awesome. And the frames, for the frame rate, I think it's actually better than the Zeebo. A lot better than the Zeebo, and like, I would get this frame rate on the non 4K version, but this is looking like it's got some 4K textures on it, and I'm getting really good frames, so I'm really happy about that. Anyways, we're gonna set for the course. I'll be setting that later. Runway heading for runway 17, which is 169. So we're gonna set 169 on our heading bug here. Alright, 169. That's set. I'm gonna go ahead and go altitude, and we're gonna be setting 36,000 feet. All the way. We're just gonna go all the way up to 36,000. Okay. There we go. That's good. We're gonna leave the course as it is. Turn the rest of my fuel pumps on, my electric hydraulic pumps, and you should see those spoilers come down. They were up earlier, and now they should come down. Hey there, Rev, welcome to the stream. Nice to see you here. Hope everything is well. I'm gonna go ahead and go RTO. Fuel flow. I would reset that, but we have already fueled up the plane, so doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go ahead and go back here, and ground services. We do have better pushback, so we can do that. But first, I'm gonna start up the APU. Set the flight altitude on the pressurization panel. In a second, I'm gonna go ahead and go start. There it is. EGT is coming up. I'm just gonna release it as soon as we're on 2. And there we go. Alright, so flight altitude is gonna be 37,000 feet. I think it's 36,000. I could be wrong. I might be entering it wrong. Let's see charts. There it is. 3Z0. Okay, so we're gonna fix that. Okay, that's set there. 36,000. Okay, so that was just my mistake. LAX elevation should be around 200 feet. I do have to always check though. I could check that up with the arrival charts, but that's when we start approaching the airport. Anyways, EGT's all the way up here. We're just gonna wait for that light to come up. It should in a few seconds. We're all set up for pushback. We've already set all the stuff on our FMS, so we're just gonna wait there. There it is. There it is. Switch to the APU generator. We can disconnect ground power and go ahead and disconnect that. Call better pushback. And let's just do it there. Perfect. Alright.
Down to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
And we're actually pretty much ready, so we're just gonna call her up.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Awesome. Alright, let's go ahead and check the overhead, trim air, all that stuff is on. Window heat, let's go ahead and turn that on. Actually, I'm just gonna do that before pushing because the temperatures are low. Make sure we turn on our yaw damper. That is set. Battery in Gen 1. We should be seeing some numbers once we're pushing back. Airspeed warning test. Install warning test. Very nice. Landing altitude. You know what? Let's just set that now. I'm gonna bring up my LAX airport information. Oops. It's 125, but I always like to check with my
all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
With my charts, because if I don't check with my charts, then I could be entering wrong data. So it says 125 on the Avatab thing, but there it is. Alright, arrival. Usually on the approach it would say the altitude. I think also the transition altitude. Decision height is 300 feet. For 25 left, localize your frequency 109.9er. I'm gonna set that on my standby. There it is. It's already set on standby. And transition 18. Okay.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Elevation 128. So, a tad inaccurate,
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
but that's totally fine. Let's go ahead and set one. Well, it's closer to 100 than it is to 150, so we're gonna set 150, and we're gonna push back. Start the flight leg. Click on that again. Oh, I wonder if that works. Not really sure, but usually when you would click that on the Zeebo, you'd hear passenger sounds. Totally fine. Not a big deal. Let's see. Leading edge devices. We're going to go ahead and test that. Cargo. Alright, we're fine. Gonna go ahead and start up the engines. Actually, we forgot the APU lead, so we're gonna turn that on. We should see N2 rising there. Awesome. Thank you so much for the 6 likes. We passed the 5 like goal. We're not even we haven't even started up both our engines. Thank you guys so much for the support. I'm gonna make the goal 10 today. Anyways, enough of that. We're gonna go ahead and listen to those engine sounds. Hayden Webb, welcome to the stream. So nice to have you here. Very nice. See how that sounds from the passenger side on that engine 2. Awesome. Alright, awesome. And we see that our engines have started up. Oh my gosh, just look at those textures. You can see the dirt effects.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
The particle effects are amazing.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
And I haven't assigned, I'm not sure if I assigned all of the views, but I might have forgotten my nose view, so I'm just gonna go ahead and assign that right now. There we go, we should have that there. Engine 2 is fine. Let's go ahead and go continuous ignition, and engine 1, start that up. You should see the N2 rising. Awesome. Alright. Almost there. About 25, and start up engine 1. Let's go ahead and check that out.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
Those sounds are definitely a lot more clear than the last ones. 100%. So what's gonna wait for that EGT to stabilize. Engines are pretty much already started up, so I'm gonna go ahead and go Gen 2, Gen 1. That stuff is good. Turn off the APU. Packs can come on. See if those new pack sounds. Definitely different from the Zibo ones. I really like this new sound pack. Let's go ahead and try to see if the start flight leg thing works again. Apparently it doesn't as of now, but that's fine. Anyways, let's go ahead and get going. I'm gonna bring my airport charts for Salt Lake City. Airport and airport information. We're gonna go ahead and see where we are. So we're gonna go ahead and cross once it's left on Hotel 10 and hold short after Sierra on runway 17. So it's gonna be a relatively short taxi route. Better, but still a little lacking. I kind of agree. I mean, there's some stuff that I haven't seen too many good changes at. I mean, the EFB, for example, it's pretty much the same one as a Zibo. I mean, I don't have any complaints about that, but it would have been great if they added a little bit more to that, more options. The trim wheel sound, it's still the same one. It sounds good though. Flap and speed brake is different. I mean, I don't know about other people, but I'm definitely satisfied with what I'm getting with the LevelUp 737 for sure. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and set flaps to 5. See how those sound. Oh my goodness, that's just... That sounds amazing. That's just awesome. Very, very nice implementation of the flap sounds. And let's check with that. We've got 5. Sometimes on my Bravo I might have assigned it a little bit more. But we're fine on the flaps. Flaps are set. Taxi lights on. Continuous on the engine. Start. APU off. Fasten seatbelt signs on. Anti-ice. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that on. It's cold here at Salt Lake City. Packs are fine. Engine bleeds are fine. Anti-ice, we already checked that. Fuel pumps. Alright. Awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead now. Get the parking brake off and hear that engine spool up. I like aviation. Welcome to the stream. Haven't seen you in a long time. How are you doing, man? The engine sounds are pretty nice. Whoops. Let's hear it from the outside. Very, very nice. Super nice. Good, how are you? I am really, really good. It's awesome to hear that you're doing great. Happy New Year's to everyone. I hope everyone enjoyed that time with their families. I definitely did. Alright. VNAV, LNAV mode. LNAV usually doesn't like to engage sometimes. By the way, you need to hold around 30 to 40% and want to keep tapping right now. They're working on a fix for that. Yeah, I can... Yeah, like straight off the bat, I could already tell that it's struggling to move. So... that is a little bit of an issue. The wing flex looks nice. Of course, it could use some improvement. There's always room for improvement in these mods, but we gotta appreciate the fact that it's free and that it's a big improvement from the old Zeebo version. So I'm really, really happy about that. Alright, so Hotel 10 should be right up ahead. I'm just checking with my Avid tab. Moving maps. So what I'm going to do here is I'm not going to bring the thrust all the way down to idle when I want to speed down, because then it would take me quite a bit of effort to get back up to the regular speed. So I'm just going to keep a moderated amount. I mean, we're not even that heavy, so like it's definitely something that should be taken into account. Alright, there's Hotel 10, that's once it's left. We're going to go all the way down and take off at runway 17. And we brought it back to idle. I'm just way too used to doing that. My Bravo has that detent down here for the idle, so I usually just like making sure that that's all good, that the speed is down to where I want it to be. Alright, great. We're going to be crossing once it's left. No ATC, so we can just cross at our discretion. No way traffic either. This is just a short test flight. If everything goes well here, we're going to be using ATC for the next one. Alright, that's closed area, so we're not going to head over there. We're just going to keep going here. Spool up a little bit more. That is set as well. The radios work with my radio panel. That's really nice. It's already got some compatibility with a lot of things. Doesn't mess anything up. Like, it's pretty much the Zeebo but better. Big improvement. Alright, gonna move my chair a little bit to the right. There we go. That feels a lot better. Spool up some more. Yeah, I definitely see it there. Struggling to move forward. I've also heard that the flight dynamics on this plane are like a lot better. I don't know how everyone that has had the chance to experience it feels about that. Alright, coming back on the speed. Alright. Very nice. Almost on 17 here. There I see the runway, so I don't really need my charts anymore. Alright, brakes are set for takeoff. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my landing lights, runway turn-offs. Tattoo lights can come off. So we're entering the active runway. Wing lights can come on. Strobe and steady. And wheel well lights can also come on. We're gonna go ahead and take off here. 17. And I see the little jagged thing right after the glare shield, so that tells us that there's librating going on. They also added the rain particle effects there, so that's also super nice. You got MSFS, that's awesome. I hope you enjoy the sim. I personally use Xplane because that's just my preference, but for people who want better graphics, I'd say go for MSFS. Alright, toe brakes. Those also work really nice. Alright, we are on 17. Let's go ahead and check that we're all set for departure. Speed brakes are fine, flaps are fine. RTO on the brakes, auto brakes of course. Strobe and steady on the strobes. Continuous ignition, that's off when we turn off lights on. We are ready to take off. I'm gonna go ahead and set the transponder as well. Check that our plane is fine. Alright, great. Top of climb about 40 miles. So we're gonna climb a little bit slow. Anyways, let's go ahead and start the clock. Great, that works. Spool up to a little bit over 40%. Let those engines stabilize. Give it a little bit of time here. And we're gonna go ahead and go toga. Alright, airspeed alive.
80 knots.
80 knots. Oh, I see the FO. V1. Rotates.
Push it right.
You're up.
Gear up.
Gears coming up. RTO to off. See, we've got auto throttle taking care of the speed. Pitch down a little bit here. This just looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. Trim down just a tiny little bit. Gear off. I'm gonna go ahead and go flaps 2. You need to click the button. You're not on toga. You can click the toga buttons. Yeah, I usually just take it all the way up on my throttle quadrant. I could assign the button, but I just not been bothered. Beautiful takeoff. Yeah, hidden weave, I definitely agree. Web. Alright, we're climbing up. 230 autopilot. Alright, so let's go ahead and try that. Alright, so it's not engaging. Okay, let's try to figure out why it's not engaging. So, oh, LNAV. I'm stupid. I forgot to set that before takeoff. That makes sense. That definitely makes sense. Alright, we're gonna let it follow the LNAV path. I'm gonna turn off lights off. Engine modes to off. And let's go ahead and continue the climb. That's not Toga, that's literally just putting the engine on mats. You need to enable LNAV. I know. I noticed that. There we go, past 10,000. Landing lights can come off. Seatbelt signs off. Alright, 289 on the speed. Going all the way up, we're past 10,000, so we're fine. Also, while your engine indicators are red, yes. Right, about 3 minutes, 4 minutes in, we're ready for cruise. We're just gonna keep it like that, and I'm gonna go ahead and set the course and everything. Okay, so final approach course 251. I'm gonna set that on my heading. 251, and for my course, that's gonna come back. Oh, wait. That's set with the heading. Okay, that's actually a nice feature. That the course is linked with the heading, so that's pretty nice. Just taking some screenshots, don't mind me. Yeah, the mic button. Yeah, the mic button is supposed to be mapped to Toga. I've just been using my Bravo levers lately, so... Because when I'm on approach, I would usually just take them down, and it would be a lot easier for me to control my speed instead of stalling. Alright, 16,600. 800. We're using cloud art for the clouds. I figured maybe Etsenviro would have been a nice, so cloud art does the job pretty well. Continue cruising up here. 17, almost 18,000. I'm just waiting to go standard. Alright, standard, and there we go. We're leaving the mountain area. We don't have any ortho for Salt Lake City, but we do have ortho for LA, so we're going to be checking some of that scenery out. Go ahead and play some music. There we go. Alright, so the Avatar tablet works pretty well as well. It's just a minimized version of it. It just brings it up. So we go files here, airport. You can also click the button here. The map also shows up. Alright. Shouldn't be a really long flight. shows up on this tablet as well, so both of them are synced together. Alright, I'm off now. Have a good flight. Have a good night, flight simmer. Continue to climb up to flight level 300, and that should be in about 40 miles exactly. Then, well, it's less than 320 left till LA, apparently. I've also noticed that all of these controls are more responsive than the ones on the Zebo, definitely. Alright, very nice looking scenery. I think we've got some ads in the background, so I'm gonna go ahead and mute them. Nothing to complain about. Frames are really nice. Let's go ahead and check out the cabin. Open up the flight deck door. You can see a menu up here. I don't know if any of this is interactive. I wouldn't be surprised if it is, because the rest of this stuff has That's something I didn't notice before. That's some funny stuff. Go ahead and see if we can close that. No, we can't. I know the cabin has IFEs. I don't know if they're interactive. I don't think so. But nevertheless, these textures definitely look nice. That's the Threshold LevelUp 737 cabin, and then the logo all the way down there. Bump up the music a little bit. Alright, and stuff looks super nice. We don't have any interactive stuff in the cabin though. The bathrooms are not interactive. This is how the aft cabin looks like. We have all PBR textures all the way down, from the forward cabin all the way down to the aft. So that's cool. Go ahead and go back to the flight deck. Close that up. And everything else is fine. Right, nice. Pretty cool looking stuff. Definitely. Thank you for all of those who subscribed today. I really, really appreciate all of your support. Means a lot. And for those who just hopped by to watch along, thank you. That's still huge amounts of support. Alright, we should be hitting top of climb in about 10 miles. Gonna go ahead and see. We've also got an interactive checklist here that we can mess around with. Well, I don't think we can move it. Hold on. I'm gonna go back here. Oh, there it is. It's moving now. Okay, click to stow, checklist back to slot. Let's go ahead and click the slot again, maybe. I literally just stowed it. Ah, there we go, the top part. That makes sense. Alright, about 5 miles left till top descent. Alright. Flight dynamics, in terms of flight dynamics, the plane definitely feels a little bit heavier than the Zeebo. But I don't know, I'm gonna have to see about that on final approach into LA. When we take over the aircraft, we might take over control early, just to see how it feels and how it reacts to our yoke inputs and stuff like that. But I will have to see though. Alright, we're about cruising here. I also really like the attention to detail on this aircraft, like all these rust spots, just all this wear and tear sort of thing. All the imperfection details added to it are super nice. Just adds another tone of that you're in the real cockpit. It's been used by real pilots, you know, stuff like that. Super cool. I'm gonna go ahead and see how far we are from top descent. About 160 miles, so we still have a pretty long way to go. About 16 minutes in. Really cool. You can see for the liveries, they also probably also added an option to change the cell cal and call sign inside of the cockpit. As you can see, we are on November 375 Delta Alpha, and that is also mentioned over here, so that's definitely something that they paid attention to when making that paint kit for the livery. We also got the standby altimeter over on this side, standby attitude indicator, and CDI. Go ahead and go down here, some of my init ref page. Flap speed 40 and 136 knots. This is definitely a very accurate looking VREF speeds. The other ones were like simply too low on the actual like regular Zeebo. We've also got a brightness adjustment knob, which is also really nice. So yeah, that's something that's like sort of a small thing, but because you can just, you know, mess around with what you think is best for landing speed. It's a good addition to it, for sure. We've got there, ref there, and I'm gonna go ahead and set the standby for nav 1 all the way to active. And you can see that we've got active for the ILS, 109.9er, ILS 25 left. Course has been set as well. Go ahead and show you. Actually, it's better if I show you guys on the actual EFB. So, airport, LAX, decision height, 304 feet. So that's going to be our minimums. Which, well, 251, 109.9er. Landing altitude. Where would I set the minimums? I think it automatically detects those. There we see our approach path into runway 25 left, and we're taking a particular star, so we can also check that out here. Arrival, taking the Angel 4. And that starts all the way over here at O'Toole or Dinero. That's the Angel 4 arrival. That's the D-ATIS 133.8. Expect 25 left. Local area altimeter. Reaching flight level 230. That's all technical information. Holding over circus 10 miles 061. You can check that out there as well. And after that we see the airport, and for that we have the charts all the way over here after circus. And yeah, that's pretty much it. See up here, 40, 80, 160. So in about 160 miles we're going to start our descent into LA. So sort of long flight, not really. Whoa, weather updated. Gotta watch out there. Every time weather updates, it just screws up with the airframe. Let's go ahead and take another screenshot. I don't know, this cockpit just looks too realistic. Like, these textures definitely look true to a real 737 cockpit. It's like having reshade without having reshade. Super nice. Michael Foster, welcome to the stream. When does this plane drop? It already dropped. If you want, I can just put the link in chat so that you can go ahead and download that. I'm gonna go ahead and go here. History. It's all the way over here. LevelUp 737. Alright. I'm gonna drop a link in chat for you, so that you can check it out yourself. Okay, there we go. Alright. That should do it. My personal experience, I really like this plane, so I think you'll enjoy it as well. If you're a newcomer, then there's a lot you can enjoy, but if you're coming from the Zevo, definitely a huge update, and there's a lot of things that you can check out. Appreciate it, broski. No problem. No problem. Have an awesome day. Is it better than Zeebo? I'd say yes, because just look at these textures. Like, I'm not even. It's just one plane, basically. Like, it's hard to explain. You just download it, and it just shows up as one aircraft file. But you have a bunch of them inside, and it's only about 1 GB for all of them. It just comes in the same aircraft folder, and there's no 4K or normal version. Like, these just come in a specific version. Like, these are 4K textures evidently, but they're also very frame rate friendly. So I think it's definitely a big upgrade, not only in terms of looks, but also like some performance stuff that was definitely upgraded. So yeah, that's just my opinion. It could be different for other people, but I definitely think that it's a really good upgrade from the Zeebo. I still have the Zeebo in my hangar. I didn't delete it, but because, you know, this is my first test flight with this plane, and so far everything's looking awesome. You know, the sounds especially are a big upgrade from the Zeebo. In terms of storage, it also helps out a lot, because sometimes I just run short on my SSDs, and having multiple planes inside of one big, well, not big, it's actually relatively smaller aircraft file, super useful. Also big on low-end systems, for sure. But yeah, I appreciate you coming around here, passing by and saying hi. Very nice to see new people. Awesome. Go ahead and pin that message actually, for the 737 in case anyone else wants it. Dropped us up, great content, man. Awesome, thank you so much, Michael. I really appreciate you and your support. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Hayden Webb says, how long until we reach LAX? About 100, well actually a little bit over 100 miles. It says 160. This is within the 160 mile range, but I'd say 120 to 140. 120 to 140 miles, definitely. Alright, and I'm gonna pay attention, cause you know, you never know the time when we're just gonna come up on Hackman or something, just coming up on the arrival, and you just don't notice, and you gotta set up all this stuff, pressurization panel, you gotta make sure you check everything. So yeah. Gonna keep going. It says low volts here. Or DC volts are fine. I think that could just be a problem with the annunciator panel, maybe, or just. Does the plane come with an updated IRAC? I am not sure. I have Navigraph, so that's. I mean, I have updated IRAC personally, but it should probably come up with the most updated one that you can get for free. Like, for example, I think you should at least get, or it actually does depend on what the default IRAC is on your sim. So, cause that's how the Zeebo one works. like if you don't have updated IRAC on your Zevo, there's actually a forums link for Explain that I use to update my IRAC cycle for the Zevo. Hold on, but that's just for Navigraph users. I don't know if you're a Navigraph user, but personally that's what I just used. But if you have in your simulator updated IRAC, then you should definitely have that in this aircraft. Integrates a bunch of those functionalities into the sim. Alrighty, so about 40, 80, by 80 we'll hit Laker and then Hackman. The sounds though, something about the sounds. The sounds are nice, the interior ones as well. I wish I heard a little bit more of the engines from the cockpit here. They're a little bit more faint, coming from the cockpit, but obviously from the outside they kind of sound like as they were some sort of, I don't know. They don't sound too clear. I guess that's just how it's supposed to be. Maybe it's just me being just too used to the Zevo sounds. But they do sound nice. I'm just saying they sound different. Alright, Laker at around 40 miles. Top of descent within 80. Nice. Actually, let's go ahead and go to the Streamlabs dashboard and check out if the bedding thing works. Let's go ahead and go bedding, add new bedding profile. Let's see. Let's make this landing right, I guess. Options. Or maybe I could just try that out later. I should set that up with more time. I gotta pay attention to the flight and how close we are from certain waypoints so that we can focus on the arrival. So after smash we've got top of descent. And it's going to be straight in for 25 left, which is to be expected. After we reach Laker, we're going to know that we've started our approach, sort of. By the top of descent, we definitely started our approach. I don't know what my cost index is. I'm going to have to go ahead and check that on init ref, index performance, 25. Okay, so it's set to 25. So we should be descending at, that makes sense for a descent. Cabin also looks super nice. That's something to highlight. Compared to other planes, even Payware, I could say that this cabin is looking a lot better than even Payware, what Payware aircraft cabin would look like. These textures just look super nice. I think I definitely can't wait to check out how people make some custom cabins. on these, it would definitely add a lot of realism. Liking this plane a lot. About 34 minutes into the flights. Looking nice. Everything's going smoothly. Should be entering the ortho area in a couple miles, I'd say. I don't really see it up front yet, but we should be seeing that soon. Also, there's so much attention to detail. Another thing to keep in mind is that they have paid like so much attention to certain specific things that just indicate that the aircraft has been used, you know, stuff like that. You know, as you can see, there's, I don't know if they're too noticeable, but there are some dust particles laying there. Looks super nice. Some big upgrade to the textures from the Zevo. Alright, Laker in about 20 miles, so we should be descending in 80. I'm guessing. Yeah, that's right after smash, so 80 miles left for our descent. Not gonna be a long flight. And thank you guys so much for the 10 like goal. We absolutely smashed that. Thank you so much. It would usually be, is there another leg? I'm not planning to do another leg, but maybe if we get some people to join on VATSIM, sure. I wouldn't have a problem. I think I have enough time for a short leg. But nothing planned as of now. I have a stream planned for either Monday or tomorrow. I think I'll do Monday. And I'll be heading to DCA, I mean to Providence. Getting a lot closer, as you can tell. 80 miles, and there we see smash and top of descent right on the edge there. Lakers coming up on 20. I'm down to join you. Oh, that's great. We could plan a short route, I guess. I'm fine with anything, as long as it's not over, say, 2 hours. Just a short hop. If you have Discord, you can join my server. Maybe we can coordinate some sort of group flight with the other people that I have in there. They're all just looking to do group flights pretty often, so if you'd wanted to, you could check that out and maybe coordinate something with other people. Anyways, another thing to keep in mind is also that the sounds for the buttons, most of them, or all of them, have been reworked. auto brakes reworked, obviously, and you know the switches up here, tattoo lights, all that stuff, all these sounds are incredible. It's a big thing to have a cockpit sounds like button upgrade, because it adds a ton of immersion. Anyways, 10 miles away from Laker, coming up here, and about 40 miles, 80 miles tops left for top of descent. In about 10 miles, 5 to 10 miles away from top descent, I'll reset my MCP altitude, and we can start going down to LA. Gotta take advantage of the fact that I set the time to daytime, because right now at LA it's probably almost about sunset time, because that's how it is in winter. So we can check out some nice scenery as well. I could probably do some sort of video showcasing the plane by like a hyper realistic sort of landing at LA. Like, my graphic settings aren't even like super high. Like, I have all of them at high, but what I'd consider overkill is maximum. I don't think you'd need to top it up with this plane at all. I mean, I could just zoom all the way in and it doesn't lose its quality. Pretty awesome. I don't know what sort of texture they're using. They're definitely using some normals, some normal maps for these. Okay. We made the turn there. We left Laker behind. Straight forward. Right before Sadie. I'm gonna go ahead and check here. Doesn't specifically say here. Buttons are all dirty and stuff. It's a good thing to have an X-plane. The imperfections adds a ton of realism. We should be descending soon, so gotta go ahead and actually let's go ahead and check out some textures on the wings. I did notice that they were looking a lot better than the ones on the Zevo. Engine cowling stuff, I haven't really noticed big improvements on those, but they look fine. And the wings, for the wings I definitely did notice quite a bit of detail added to them. I can definitely see that there. So much more immersion added to this. The freeware projects in the community just get a lot better as time just goes. Here's the test for these. As you can see, those light up really nicely. I think that's definitely some accurate lighting for the master caution and all of these as well. The sun's glare through the glare shield and the windows, also nice. I think they added just the right amount of reflection on the window here to make it look nice and real. Very cool. And I also noticed that the yoke movements aren't extremely sensitive, so like They don't move exaggeratedly. It should be as if you were actually flying the 737 in real life. There's just a lot to say about the plane. A big difference from this plane and the Zeebo is this MCP. You can see that all the texturing is different. You know, all the button layouts, the buttons itself are different. Well, the layouts aren't too different. They're pretty much the same, I think. But other things such as, you know, the vertical speed, it kind of looks sort of old school. But this is the NG version of the 7.3, so it looks more like the, look at how much I'm zooming in. I'm zooming in so much, and look at how that just barely loses any detail. Super nice. The different MCP has been a cool experience for me. I've never actually used this MCP in X-Plane ever. I don't know how the weather is at LA. I think it's not raining. I think we've got clear skies for now. Let's just go ahead and keep going. Alright, so let's go ahead and focus up a little bit more. Here we can see a Schrittner, and Smash. Then after Smash, closer to Sadie, I think it's Sally. Right before Sally, we've got Top of Descent. So we're approaching that pretty soon. We should also see the ortho coming up soon as well. I don't know, this, like, in my opinion, like, I'm just gonna say it, like, straight up, this plane has felt more realistic than the Zeebo ever has. Like, everything just makes me feel that this is the real plane, the real cockpit. Like, how everything is just well laid out, all the attention to detail, everything's just amazing. I'll definitely be flying this plane a lot more. And yeah, I've just been having a lot of fun with it. For sure. And if you guys have a PC, have X-Plane, I definitely recommend this as an upgrade from the Zeebo. It takes up less space, and you've got a packed airplane with packed with features. Really nice, of course. Hold on, let's see. Anti-ice is off on the wings. Let's go ahead and turn those off on the engines. If I am not wrong, the weather at California isn't that cold. Go ahead and look up the METAR, and here it is, 3016, temperature 15, so that's 60 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's definitely okay. We don't need anti-ice for that. Altimeter 3016, winds coming from the west, 260 at 10, visibility 10 or more miles, ceiling at least 12,000, few clouds at 5, and 25,000 feet. 2.5 degrees as well. So we're gonna set that a little later. Actually, maybe on standby. Does that work? Yes. So that's on standby. Everything is, like, I'm not gonna lie, this is the NG version, but like so much stuff in this airplane looks old school. Like for example, it looks more modern on the Zebo than on this one. This is a pretty interesting looking cockpit as well. All almost the same as of the Zebo in terms of placement of the buttons and stuff, but like the textures are completely reworked. The MCP is completely different and reworked as well. The way the displays look are definitely reworked as well. Isolation valve to auto. Born to fly, welcome to the stream, and let's see. I had that out open. Thank you for letting me know about that. Alright, we're on Shatner. Descending about 40 miles. So, let's just keep going on this track. You want to do Miami to Key West? Right now or when? Miami to Key West is short. I think I have time for that. And I'll do that off stream as well. We should be at LA by 7:15 p.m. my time, so like in 30 minutes tops, I think. I am not sure how accurate that would be. 30 minutes, yeah, 36 minutes tops. The sun is coming up here, so obviously not that far. Alright, there we go. We're starting to see some ortho coming up here. Also notice that the PBR is different on the fuselage. As you can tell, there's so much more detail added to the fuselage. Super nice. I've never done Salt Lake City to LAX and X-Plane. I'm having some fun with this plane so far. Alright, smashing 20. About 40. Top of descent should be coming up right after that. Why are you mad? Welcome to the stream. Why don't you play Microsoft Flight Simulator? I like X-Plane more. It's my preference simulator. I just like the way the planes feel. I also have a lot of add-ons I use on X-Plane, and I personally enjoy them a lot. On MSFS, I've had quite a few issues with the sim itself, so that's why I personally prefer to use the Old Faithful. But yeah, sometimes I use it. It's not my preference sim, of course, but you know, I'm not saying it's a bad simulator, cause it has some issues and it could use some room for improvement, like X-Plane, but it's honestly up to what I prefer, and X-Plane has always been my preference. just personal preference. Alright, we're coming up on Hackman here. Smash Sally, top of descent in 20 miles. So here we are, Shatner. We've already gone past that, actually, and Smash is coming right up, so I don't know how accurate that would be. I think that's accurate, because Sally's all the way down here, and we're coming up on Sally soon. So I'm gonna set the auto brake to MCP altitude. Go ahead and grab that on my Bravo. Reset that to my final approach. I usually just, sometimes in test flights like these, I just go all the way down to final approach altitude, which is 1900 on GG. (1900 feet). That's set. That's our final approach altitude, and our heading is also set. We should be fine on the heading. ILS 109.9er. Final approach course 251. GG 1900 ILS. We already read that. Airport elevation 128. We've already got that set there, so we don't have to worry about it. 20 miles until top of descent. Just gonna have the airplane configured for our arrival. 25 left is a big runway, so we should have plenty of space. That's why I'm just setting them to the auto brakes to 2. We could theoretically just do 1, but I'm just doing 2 to make sure that we're fine. Alright, we're within that 20 nautical mile point. I'm assuming 10, almost 10 miles. I will be making a fits around LA as soon as we're getting closer to it, just for gear and flap reference. I like to be flaps full by the time we're at 5, or something, 5 or below, maybe below sometimes. But I'm fully configured for landing usually by 10 or 5 miles away. Okay. Awesome scenery down there. $10 miles until our top of descent. We've already got that set there. The VNAV is gonna be taking care of everything. Maine, welcome to the stream. How's the performance? It's great. There aren't 2 versions, like unlike the Zebo has 2 versions of 4K and a standard version. For the Zebo, I would usually prefer standard version because I don't see huge visual differences. There is a difference, of course, if you zoom in and take a look, but I would usually just use the standard, and the frames on this one are just as great as the standard. The texture quality is 4K, as you guys can tell. There's normal map information, there's height information, all of that, all over that, and there's a lot more detail added into this, so I could say that the performance is great for it being a 4K version of the airplane as standard. Definitely really good. And if you were to have performance issues, I could link you to an FPS script if you need help with that. But I think you should be just fine with this airplane. If you have a low end system, if you have a medium end, you should be great. In terms of feels, definitely a lot better. 11 likes. Thank you guys so much for smashing that like goal. Very awesome. Alright, coming up on 5 miles here, 36,000 feet. We're going to start our descent down to 1900 as soon as we can go ahead and see there. Check that out. Awesome. So, top of descent, right here. We're going to start our descent down to LAX, and we will be checking out some ortho and custom scenery. Throttles have been idled. Well, we're retarding the throttles. Speed's coming down. Let's check the charts to see where we are. The arrival charts, were almost on Sally. As you can see it there, we're gonna make the turn to Glezzen and then Angel, which is our transition. Okay, thanks, should be fine. Alright, awesome. Glad I could help. Clock's about 59 minutes. Should be fine. Chief Sim Pilot, welcome to the stream. So nice to have you here. Howdy, just stopping by, first time in. I hope you enjoy the stream. Glad to see you here. I've seen you around in some Sim Aviator streams. I don't know if I've seen you at Alaska streams. But I definitely have seen you somewhere. I'm glad to see you here. Turning on Sally, coming right up here. Then Glezzen, direct to Angel. It's pretty much just a straightforward path here. Those are the runways at LA. So we're gonna be checking out some of those as soon as we start actually approaching the airports. I don't know if we have any altitude restrictions. We could, because this is a mountainous area. This could be the Palm Springs area, I could be wrong. Or this could be after Palm Springs, I'm not sure. Oh wait, never mind, I think Palm Springs is down there. Yep, that's Palm Springs. So we're passing by, nearby. About 30,000 feet, descending about 2,800 feet per minute. Let's keep that rate. You don't want to go too low, of course, because of the mountains. We're going to moderate VNAV if it starts doing that. But so far, so good. Looking nice. We're reaching our decel point here at about 5 miles. It's going to start increasing the speed as it's going to reach the FMC speed point. But we should start decelerating soon anyway, so... Alright, at 280 knots, and we are accomplishing that. About to hit the decel, so we're gonna wait. Alright. Awesome. Still 280. I think we're keeping that here. 240 by the time we're at Angel, and then we're gonna keep going down and complying with those altitude and speed restrictions. $26,000 feet. MCP is set. Light panel is set for now. Gonna have to take a look at the altitude constantly. Don't show up yet on the arrival charts, but well, this is the arrival chart. This is the approach chart for the ILS at 25 left. And the other one is the arrival one for Angel 4. Circus at 270. And that's when we're gonna show up on the map right here. Right at Circus. We should be clear of the terrain once we're over Ontario. Just gonna keep monitoring that. And usually with the cloud art clouds, they would just wreck my frames. But planes collaborating, frames are not dropping at all. Everything's looking quite nice. Past 24,000 feet. Gonna keep going down here. Turning on Kane. Towards Kane. We're on our transition right now. By Circus we should reach another decel point. I'm gonna draw some fitzes around LA. See if we can get some of those. They should be modeled. We're gonna get 5, 10, and around 15. That would be nice. Let's see if it drew those. I don't know if I can see them from here. Yeah, there they are. We can see some fitzes around LAX. We're gonna use those for reference with this arrival. Good stuff. Cloud surfing here. I can't wait for the X-Plane 12 volumetric clouds. Those must look amazing. Pretty sure we won't need anything like Enviro or Cloud Art in terms of clouds and stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and I think we are fine. I'll refresh the METAR page just in case we're not updated on that. Go ahead and see what we're at right now. 3016 is still accurate to this moment. So let's go ahead and keep going down here. Alright, I'm gonna plug this in. There we go. Alright. About 18,000 feet. We're gonna wait till we cross that 18,000 mark, 18,000 and below mark to upgrade that. I mean, get that altitude accurate. That could be Ontario, I'm not really sure. Alright, let's go ahead and set 3016. Temperature is still 15, so let's keep it at that. Check the airports. Ontario's up ahead, I think that's another one. Ontario's also definitely a lot bigger than that one, so yeah, we're on Boyal. Circus is right up ahead. We should be coming up on this chart, and we can see our arrival with more detail. About 20 miles, and then that's our fits. We've got Circus at 5, around 5 miles. We'll decelerate right on Circus. It's gonna start getting the speed up to meet 280. We're gonna keep going down. We don't have any ATC for the moment, but since this is just a test flight, but we could on the next stream. I think we will with this plane. We've got a 20 nautical, whoa, sorry, 20 knot crosswind, heading 313. It's not too bad. We're still pretty high up, so I think we'll be fine. 272 speed's coming back. You guys might hear the speed brake sounds. All of these are reworked, so you probably will hear that when we need them. Exterior sounds are pretty interesting as well. Go ahead and see what airport that is. That's Ontario. Right up ahead here. We're gonna keep approaching LAX. $20 miles left for that 15-mile fits. I can already see looking good. Yep. I can already see the coast over there, the horizon. So we've got quite a bit of visibility. How did you install a livery? I don't see a livery file. You have to make a folder, a liveries folder inside of the 737NG. Make sure it's all lowercase, and that way it'll read that. And I don't know where. I mean, you can just look up LevelUp 737NG liveries, and they'll show up. I don't think there are any for the 600 other than WestJet. I think I saw someone with a WestJet livery earlier. But yeah, that's how you do that. Crossing 10,000, leaning lights can come on, and fasten seatbelt signs can come on. Super nice. Alright, 9,500 feet. We've got our auto brake set. We don't really need to slow down that much. We're already on the speed. We're fine on speed. It'll slow it down for whatever reason below our reference speed, and then it'll go back up to it. I don't know if that's a bug, but it tends to do that. It's sort of unnecessary. I mean, I'm no expert, but that's just what I personally think about it. Super, super cool looking arrival here. Some very awesome scenery. About 8,000 feet here. Retarding the throttles. I see vertical speeds coming down a little bit more. That makes sense. Alright, about 10 miles away from the 15 nautical mile. Fits. Should be arriving soon. Go ahead and set those engine start levers to continuous. Ignition. Well, not levers, engine mode selectors. A tiny little bit of haze. Some clouds up here. Set scattered up to 25,000 feet, and I can see that. Some at 2,500. Just gonna keep going down. Almost on the 15 miles. I'm gonna start setting the flaps pretty soon here. Gonna go ahead and go flaps 1. Make sure that's set. It did. Or I might be wrong. I think I just saw that wrong. Didn't set flaps 1. Flaps are coming down to 1. The flap sound is different, and it definitely they're definitely very audible on approach as well. Good luck. Been nice hanging. I'll stay for landing. Chief Sim Pilot, thank you so much. Speed's coming down. That's the auto brakes. Speed brakes, I mean. Get those all the way down. Alright, flaps are coming down to 2. Very nice sounds. Super awesome F-mod here. Sounds very realistic. About 174 nautical miles. I mean, on the speed. I'm confusing everything. I'm just stuttering a lot. Alright, to arm the speed brakes. Go ahead and see. Alright, about 175. We're about 4,000 feet. There's 25 left and 25 right as well. Focusing on 25 left for arrival. I'm gonna go ahead and get that approach mode engaged. Established on the localizer. Let's go ahead and, alright, single. There we go. 3,900. Flaps 5. About 164. I think that was just the trim. Just gonna set that autopilot back on. There we go. Speed's coming back. Frames are dropping a little bit. But that's fine. I mean, this is LAX, so that's to be expected. About 164. 163. We're holding 36,000. I think we're almost about to catch the glide here. My ILS is set. My course is also set, so we should be fine. Flaps 10. Keep extending those. Flaps 15. Glide slope alive, gear down. You see that gear animation, super nice. Flaps 25. Flaps 30. The sounds, I don't know if you guys can tell. Those definitely sound super nice. And flaps full. Wait a minute. I set my IAS to 136. Speed brakes are coming out.
$2,500.
2,500 feet. Set this back tiny bit. Arm the speed brakes. Those are armed. Auto brakes are set. Landing lights on. Cabin apprised. Get those landing rates in. I'm gonna go ahead and get my chair comfortable. Sometimes I just get it closer just to see better. We got some PBR on the buildings down there. Just the sun's reflections. Pretty cool. And that should be your 5-mile fits. We're fully configured for landing. Flaps are full. Speed brakes are armed. Landing lights are set. About 1860. Captain Jarrett, welcome to the stream. Nice to see you here. There's 2.5 left all the way over here. Go ahead and disconnect autopilot as soon as we can. Alright, 1,500 feet. We're still letting her fly for herself. Frames are dropping quite a bit. That's fine. And about 1,000 feet. You know what? I'm gonna go autopilot off. I'm gonna go ahead and take manual control. Trim her out myself. About 1,000 feet. Disarm the auto throttle. Take over that myself as well. Sometimes the engine sounds are a little bit more faint. Trim's getting us up a little. It's also kind of heavy sometimes when you don't trim it out. About 500, we're a little bit low. It's hard to keep it up. Maintaining 400. Obviously got to be a little careful here. I don't know, I'm not really trusty on this landing.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20.
Alright, and 20. An idle thrust here. Alright, that's fine. Reversers are coming out. She is heavy. Super heavy aircraft. 80 knots. And about 60. Clear 'em. Perfect approach. Thank you, Hayden. Welcome to LAX. Of course, there's this sort of issue here with the heaviness feel, sort of. But that's fine. Welcome to LA. Minus 220. Not bad for my first landing on it. It felt a lot heavier than I anticipated. But that's fine. We got it down. Gonna go ahead and start up the APU here. A tip with this aircraft, and it's the one that Flight Simmer gave me earlier, always keep your N2. If you want to taxi at a decent speed, I'd say always keep your N2 above 30 or 40. Good job. Thank you guys. Because this aircraft feels heavy on the ground. They say that they're fixing that problem. So you should expect to fix on that a little later. Hopefully. Oops. But I'm proud we got it down. Everything went well. Sounds are also super nice. If you're thinking about getting it, I highly recommend doing so. You know, it's free and it's a big upgrade in terms of, you know, textures and sounds and stuff like that from the Zevo 737. There's still a few things to be fixed, but nothing too significant, of course. So I'd say, yeah, go for it. Go ahead and get it. I had a lot of fun personally with this plane. Let's go ahead and park her up here close to this Delta aircraft. There's the autogate guy. APU is ready, and we're gonna park up at this side. We're gonna be checking out some replays as well. Speed's coming up a little tiny bit. Alright, so we can idle the thrust now. Use some of those brakes. Ah, there it is. There we go. Speed brakes are fine. Flaps are coming all the way back up. I forgot about the flaps. That's fine. Oops. And taxi lights. That's fine. Go ahead and park it up. Alright. Almost there. Alright, we're there. Gonna go ahead and set the parking brake. Parking brake is coming on. Switch to the APU generators and whoops. There we go. Engines are coming off. Welcome to LA. Go ahead and clear that. Fuel pumps, all of those are coming off. I'm just gonna leave the aft one on for the APU. Yaw damper off. Get the IRSs off. Window heat off. Probes off. Isolation valve open. Packs off. Check DMs. Yeah, I will in a second. Engine bleeds. You know what? Let's just keep those as that. Strobe and steady. Just gonna go off. Off, and electric pumps are coming off. And we're done. Shut down the APU. APU bleed, that's fine. Emergency exit lights. Standby power and battery off. Welcome to LAX. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'm just gonna be checking out that replay on that landing, and I'll be closing it up for today. Hold on. There it is. Let's go ahead and check that out. Let's see. It's pretty quiet. Sort of. I think that could be a replay thing. Not really sure. At least we didn't float too much. Alright, awesome. That landing wasn't too shabby. I'll take it. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and roll the music and end it up here. Thank you for all those who joined today's stream. I really appreciate everyone who did so. If you liked it, please consider subscribing. As always, that really supports me a lot, and all the support we received today was amazing. I really enjoyed this flight. If you're thinking about getting this plane and you're hesitating, I definitely say go for it, give it a try. It's really nice, especially if you're coming from Zevo. The upgrades are definitely worth a shot. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and end it here. I hope everyone enjoyed, and we're gonna see you in the next stream. Bye bye.